Chaudhary, if I may first come over to you and ask you, do you see this as a pressure tactic? Do you see this as the Aam Aadmi Party just sort of warning the Congress, look, we'll do what we did to you in Punjab if you don't agree with us? Is that how you see this, sir? Or do you see this as chips of the INDIA bloc falling one by one?
So yeah, tonight I hope you permit me to be very candid on your show, as News 18 is widely seen by a lot of the grassroots workers of all parties. I myself being a grassroots worker, I am very happy if the alliances with Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal does not mature on the ground. That's what I feel that it should not be happening. The reason are lot. You also know the reason. But the most importantly, our alliances with were time tested with DMK, with the RJD, with the Shiv Sena Uddhav group, the Samajwadi Party is almost mature. And there are smaller alliances like in the Assam or with the left parties in
When you're
Bengal.
saying, Mr. Chaudhary, one second, when you're saying our alliances, are you referring to the Congress?
Yes, of course, I'm referring to the Congress
Okay.
because I am an ordinary member of the Indian National Congress without holding any portfolio within the party, but I speak for an ideology which I believe in. Not that a Palturam which will change overnight with its ideology. That's the basic understanding and basic introduction of myself to you as a politician. Now, coming back to the topic of tonight, in Mamata Banerjee's fiefdom of West Bengal, there is a huge anti-incumbency against her this time. Now, if let's say, God forbid, Congress and the left align with Mamata Banerjee in Bengal, the 42 seats, the anti-incumbency vote against Mamata Banerjee would have migrated towards the BJP. This is a very candid, I'm telling you. Now, there is an option available to the voters of Bengal that these people will be voting for the Congress and the left combined out here, which will not go to the BJP. So, in a sense, that the alliance of the India front, if at all we have an alliance with Mamata Banerjee, that might happen post-poll. But pre-poll, I don't see any scenario for an alignment out here.
Okay. Mr. Chaudhary, one second. I do need to go over to each of the panelists we have with us. So I'll come back to you for a deeper dive in a second. But first, let's go over to each of our panelists. So let me just summarize, Mr. Chaudhary, what you've said. You've said that you are a grassroots Congress worker. You've started by saying that. And you've said that I don't look forward to the party's alliances with both Mamata Banerjee and with Arvind Kejriwal. Tonight, we're trying to focus on the Arvind Kejriwal aspect. And I'll ask each of the other panelists to just focus on that. Though, of course, we'll look at the bigger INDI picture in just a second. Let's go over first to Abhinandita Mathur. Ma'am, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If not, do correct me. You're a spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party. Ma'am, I think it's actually right that we come to you first and ask you. The statement Arvind Kejriwal has made today, what's the right way to look at it? Should it be looked at as a threat of sorts to the Congress, or is this him formally saying we're not going to partner with you on any chairs, any seats in Delhi?
Look, first thing, that the Aam Aadmi Party is very committed to be part of the alliance, and we are very committed to defeat the BJP. We feel that the way the BJP is going ahead and, sort of attacking the basic structure of the constitution, our, core values of our country, the kind of corruption that the BJP is doing, it's important for any real Deshbhakt or people, who want to actually see a future for India vision to come together. I think that is one thing, that is where our commitment lies. Second is that, as you will understand, it is not easy for any two political parties to come together, and these are not decisions that are merely taken, at the top, but there are also considerations of your cadres, considerations of your grassroots volunteers, of your, MLAs, of your local leaders, both for the Congress as well as the Aam Aadmi Party. So where we stand today is that, as you know, that in Punjab, both the cadres do not wish to actually be in an alliance.
Right.
And that is under consideration. And since the time is less, we have no option but to go ahead and, start preparing, and there is no harm in it. None of this means that we are not in the alliance or that there is any problem with party A or party B. But we have to take a lot of things under consideration, and I think that is very natural, and honestly, that is not a big threat to us at the moment. Whereas other states are concerned, just to quickly tell you, what we are thinking as far as other states are concerned, in considerations and conversations with the Congress party, with our own, again, cadres, leaders, our own political affairs committee, I think very soon we will be able to have, be able to have a decision about the other states like Delhi, as you mentioned.
Okay. So ma'am, I just want to ask you, I just want to ask you, of course, as you pointed out, there are a few different states that we'll open up this discussion to. We'll talk about those in a second, but I just want us to do what you just focused on in the end, Delhi. Ma'am, today morning, Arvind Kejriwal making this statement in Punjab, and word for word the statement he's made is that I hope the people give their votes, 7 seats, to the Aam Aadmi Party. How can the media, for example, how can other parties look at this, if not in the way of him saying that we're going to run in these seats alone? What are the 2 ways of looking at this?
Right. One thing is that you have to keep in mind that he is also addressing, his own supporters and the people at large. As the national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party, he's obviously going to, the first thing that he will say is to vote for the Aam Aadmi Party. And if the pre-alliance, if the pre-poll alliance had happened by now, then he would have said, okay, vote for the India bloc. So I think that without wasting any time, he is consolidating his support and basically, making the electorate aware that we are going in for the elections and, let's defeat the BJP, and Aam Aadmi Party is very much in the fight in Delhi and in Punjab. So that is what he's conveying.
So ma'am,
and we're also hoping that, sooner than later the Congress can also come to the table.
Right. Let me just quickly summarize what you've said before we go over to our other panelists. Essentially, you're saying the Punjab deal being off the table is done. But in Delhi, the conversation is still very much on, and that Arvind Kejriwal's statement should be taken in the context of the fact that he was speaking in front of lots of people. This was in a rally in Punjab. I hope that's an accurate summary. Let's go over right now to the BJP. Shazia Ilmi is with us. Ma'am, today we've heard again and again BJP reactions to this story. And even when we first broke the story, to be honest, it felt almost as if the BJP was being given something on a silver platter. Here you're being told by an INDIA alliance member, an open statement that we're going to be contesting these seats alone. Shazia, how do you look at all of these developments, particularly the fact that yesterday they've come out, the Aam Aadmi Party's come out and said, we're not holding the hands of the Congress in Punjab. Now this statement, how does the BJP see it?
So frankly speaking, Toya, I'm not surprised at all. In fact, I've been saying it for the last, I think, 9 months that Kejriwal there is no chance of Aam Aadmi Party coming together with Congress, where Delhi and Punjab are concerned. Now, if you see how Aam Aadmi Party, if you see the genesis of the party, it began with Anna Hazare movement. What was the movement all about? It was about the UPA 2 corruption, right? It was only when Arvind wanted to become the CM, so he took the support of Congress party, but the whole entire movement and the very raison d'etre of Aam Aadmi Party was against UPA 2. Now, this is a party which has actually decimated Congress in Delhi and in Punjab. So there is hardly any hostility. I mean, where we are is where we are. Our vote share remains the same. In Punjab, we haven't been a big player. We were a small party, Akali Dal. We were the smaller partners of that. But this is for everybody to see. So actually, it is Aam Aadmi Party which has gobbled up Congress. And and it is very silly of Congress to expect otherwise, and to even invite Arvind Kejriwal into an alliance, knowing the history of the man who is the biggest turncoat in the history of India. So there are no surprises here, and some of us have been saying it for the longest period. So, like, one can just say, look, we told you so. What do you expect? This is Kejriwal we're talking about.
Okay, let's go over to Deshat.
And it's also very rich of Abhinandita ji to talk about corruption.
We'll get. I want to pull up the numbers also, Shazia, that you were talking about in a second.
And for the BJP. And to the BJP about and the BJP speaking about people coming from one party to another or taking U-turns is also very rich, Shazia ji. So I don't think that that coming from the BJP
people going from one party to the other. I think you're very confused. My dear friend, you're very confused. It's not coming from one party to the other. It's speaking against a party, coming to power. Owing your political
I'm talking about the dubious alliances that BJP
and then joining Congress party. But I'm talking about this.
The BJP
my dear friend, I'm talking about something very basic.
I'm talking about the dubious alliances of the BJP
because of corruption. But you are talking. But I'm showing you the mirror.
Every time the BJP is ditching the mandate of the
Mathur, one second. I do need to still go over to our fourth panelist. So we'll go over to Deshratan Nigam now. Mr. Nigam, if I could ask you a question now. Deshratan Nigam is a political analyst who we're joining us with.